Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're basically tearing up the rulebook. We're going to look at discoveries that completely flipped the script on what we thought we knew for sure about our own bodies, our planet's crazy past, and even the cosmos itself.
Okay, let's jump right in. First up, we're talking about a part of your body that you probably only think about when it's trying to, get infected and needs to come out.
And after that, we're going to hop in a time machine and go back 66 million years to an event that literally reshaped the planet. And let me tell you, the real story is way, way darker than just a big rock hitting the Earth. So you see, from the biology inside us to the far reaches of space and the deep roots of our own history, the rulebook is constantly being updated. So let's dive into some of the most mind-bending revisions. First up, the appendix. For like 100 years, the story was pretty simple. Even Charles Darwin thought it was just useless, an evolutionary leftover from our ancient leaf-munching ancestors. I love this quote from anatomist Alfred Romer. He basically joked that its only real job was to make surgeons money. But what if that's completely wrong? What if it's not useless at all? Well, some incredible research from Duke University has a new theory, and it's pretty brilliant. They think the appendix is actually a safe house for your good gut bacteria. Think of it like this. You get super sick, a nasty bug flushes everything out of your system. The appendix acts like a little bunker, protecting a backup crew of good microbes. Once the coast is clear, they emerge and get your gut back in working order. How cool is that? So this is a total 180, right? The appendix goes from being this ticking time bomb just waiting for an infection to a super smart evolutionary tool. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't get dysentery very often, and yeah, in places with modern plumbing, it might be less critical. But for a huge part of human history and in many parts of the world today, this little organ could literally be a lifesaver. It really makes you wonder what other junk parts of our bodies we've gotten all wrong. Okay, so from something tiny inside our bodies, let's zoom way out. We're talking about a single day, 66 million years ago, that completely changed the game for life on Earth. Right, we all know the gist of the story. Big asteroid, bye-bye dinosaurs. But what's really mind-blowing is the timeline here, the sheer speed of it all. We're talking minutes for a crater 100 miles wide to get blasted into the Earth. Then, just a few hours later, the entire globe is wrapped in a blanket of superheated dust. But that's not even the killer. The real nightmare was what came next, an impact winter that would drag on for years. And this is the real killer. It wasn't the explosion itself that did most of the damage. It was the darkness, a long, cold night that lasted for years. The sun was just gone. Photosynthesis stopped, plants died. The plant eater starved, and then the meat eater starved. It was a total collapse of the food chain, from the bottom up, wiping out 3/4 of every species on the planet. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a terrifying look at how fragile our planet's systems can be. Okay, so from a catastrophe that remade our world, let's head out into the deep black of space. We're going to meet a planet that just shouldn't exist. It breaks all the rules. Get ready, because this thing is a total weirdo. It's a gas giant, okay, but it's orbiting a pulsar. A pulsar is the dead, spinning core of a massive star. It's got more mass than our sun, crammed into a space the size of a city. The gravity is so intense, it's actually stretching this planet into the shape of a lemon. They call this a black widow system because the dead star is literally eating its planet. Oh, and the cherry on top, its carbon-rich atmosphere might rain soot, which then gets crushed into a core made of solid diamond. A lemon-shaped diamond planet being eaten by a zombie star. You can't make this stuff up. So naturally, this discovery, which we only have thanks to the incredible James Webb Space Telescope, has astronomers scratching their heads. I mean, how does a planet like this even happen? Did it somehow survive its star exploding, or did it form out of the wreckage? It's a massive puzzle. And the answer is, we don't have one yet. Seriously, this planet doesn't fit our current theories. It's a genuine cosmic enigma that sends scientists right back to the drawing board, rewriting what's possible and just proving how much we still have to learn. All right, for our final rule breaker, let's bring it back home and go way back in time. Now, when I say the word mummy, what do you think of? Egypt, right? Pyramids, pharaohs, the whole deal. Well, what if I told you the story of mummification actually starts somewhere else? So back in 1958, in a remote cave in the Libyan Sahara, archaeologists found this tiny, carefully preserved mummy of a child. When they tested it, the results were just shocking. It was 5,500 years old. That's older than any of the classic Egyptian mummies we know about.
This one find completely upended the timeline, proving that people were practicing this complex ritual way earlier and in a different part of the world than we ever imagined. And here's the kicker. It's not just that it's old, it's how well it was made. This wasn't some simple drying out process. The body's organs had been removed through a careful incision, that's evisceration. Then it was packed with herbs to preserve it. These are incredibly advanced techniques, and they were developed by a culture of cattle herders in North Africa, long before this became the signature practice of the pharaohs. It totally challenges our ideas about who the advanced societies of the ancient world really were. So there you have it. Whether we're looking at a supposedly useless organ in our own bodies, a planet-altering catastrophe, or the very origins of human culture, the story is never set in stone. What we accept as fact is often just the latest draft, waiting for a new discovery to force a complete rewrite. Which really leaves you with a big, kinda unsettling question, doesn't it? What established fact that we all believe today will be tomorrow's debunked theory? What are we going to discover next that changes absolutely everything we think we know? Thanks for digging into this with me.